Well, first of all, you didn't notice the pattern, right? Castagnoli and Yuta, Blackpool
Mm-hmm.
Combat Club.
Mm-hmm.
Penta and Rey, Lucha Brothers.
Mm-hmm.
Rush and Andrade, La Facción Ingobernable.
So you think Dante Martin and Sky Blue?
Who?
Sky Blue, his girlfriend?
It might be his girl or his brother.
Yeah. Hey, wrestling fans. Welcome to the One Wing Wrestling Podcast, where two wrestling elitists discuss or review AEW events and wrestling news from around the world. At One Wing Wrestling, our motto is, we go where the elite go. I am your host, Krishna, and joining me today is Mr. Bill Kubush. Bill, how's it going?
It moves, which is like one of my routine responses, but it does. The day progresses, time passes, because who would have thought that we would be on top of All Out this close? Like now, it just feels like it's sprung on us. Like, can you believe it is September the 2nd right now when we're recording this?
No, I do not believe that.
Yeah, it's September.
Yep.
Of course, I'm cooking in this little room, my echoey secondary location. I'm cooking in this little room in like what feels like summer temperatures, but outside it is September. But the good news is September brings us all out, and that's a good thing.
That is a good thing. Big show this weekend, which I have already dubbed potentially could be AEW's biggest show of the year.
Maybe. It could be. We shall see. How are you doing?
I'm doing good. It's a long weekend coming up, so we got kicked out of work a bit early today, so that's great. Great news. Besides that, just prepping for the long weekend, looking forward to All Out. It's gonna be a wrestling filled weekend. I'm actually going over to my friend's house to watch the WWE event that's there. However, I am going to show them the Elite versus United Empire from this past Wednesday night, so they can see what real wrestling actually is.
Yeah, I have no idea what this WWE stuff is. Is that some new indie league that started
Yeah,
up or
I think so.
something?
Yeah,
Yeah,
it may as well be.
Yeah, exactly.
Except indie leagues are probably better.
They're all better. I can't think of a. I would rather watch Kaiju Big Battle Wrestling.
Oh,
I really want to see that actually.
Amazing.
Anyway, so yeah, so you're going to be watching that, and at some point we're going to get together and watch All Out.
All Out.
And we'll have a review of that. But before the review, we're going to give you our predictions for the show. Normally we would separate that, but when these pay-per-views come up, predictions get their own show. So,
and I think with the amount of matches on the card, it kind of needs its own show, or people want to listen to us talk for 4 hours straight, right?
Wait, people don't want to listen to us talk for 4 hours straight? This is news to me.
If you have 4 hours to kill, then yeah, by all means, listen to us. But 4 hours is a long time back to back to listen to this. So
that's very true. You could watch most of Return of the King in that time.
That's true. That's very true.
Okay. Well, right before we get to it, let's do some quick news that is relevant to All Out. After Dynamite went off the air on Friday, Kenny Omega started to cut another one of his promos, talking about the fans and how they brought it all together, and Chicago is AEW's birthplace and this kind of stuff. And Ospreay and United Empire jumped to him and the Bucks from behind, gave them a serious beat down. Will Ospreay was trying to go for the old the Brian Pillman chair move, and got fought off from that, but he ended up taking out Kenny Omega with the hidden blade, and they left. And post that match, Will Ospreay had tweeted that he's done with AEW for the foreseeable future. He said, quote, "The foreseeable future, my time with AEW is done." He thanked Tony Khan for not listening to Kenny Omega trying to block his opportunity. And then he said, with Omega, yeah, we're even for now, but keep your mouth shut and we won't have any more issues.
Yeah. I figured this was coming. I know that obviously Will Ospreay is signed to New Japan, so we have to remember that. Like, this working relationship is great. Yeah, in the beatdown, and it was a beatdown. Like you hear, what's his name, Will Ospreay say, "This is far from over, Ken," and he kind of as they totally beat him up, and they attack Kenny. Like, this was like one of your old school, like they beat them down for almost like 5 minutes straight. They just
Yep.
kept beating them down. And yeah, I loved it. I thought it was great the way they left them lying right on the mat, and the way they attacked Kenny. They, like, Will went right after his injured parts, like specifically the parts where they're bandaged up. He just kept hitting him and hitting him and hitting him there. So yeah, Kenny Omega is perfectly fine, everyone. So this was part of me was like, yes, he's so good, he could take cheer shots, but it was quite the beatdown, because they got the Bucks, they got Omega. Like, where's Brandon? Bill Brandon was barely there to help. He got one kick, and really that was it. You know what, Brandon Cutler, seriously, help out. And wait, what happened to Michael Nakazawa? I didn't see anything or anyone take
Well,
him out.
as the three of them pointed out to Nakazawa and Cutler a couple weeks back on being the elite, they don't need either one of them. They're
Very
just
true.
terrible. They're laughable, right? So if I were Cutler, I'd be like, oh, okay, they're getting beaten up. I'll just lie here on the mat and take a siesta.
All right.
They can
So
handle
I want to
themselves.
see Kenny Omega versus Brandon Cutler and Michael Nakazawa in a handicap match.
Do you really want Kenny to get killed that bad by Brandon
Yeah,
Cutler?
right. Right. All right. Unless he casts, like, some spells on him. Maybe. Even Superman had a weakness to magic. So,
See. And don't forget, Brandon Cutler is technically the chromatic dragon.
that's right. That is correct. Yes.
So anyway, so that was the end
Mhm.
of Dynamite, which makes it look like we're not going to be getting any Will Ospreay on this show.
So are you thinking that because they're trying to make it so blatantly obvious that Will Ospreay saying, "I'm not going to be there. I'm not going to be there," even though he's in Chicago right now, that's what the pay-per-view is. He's not going to show up at All Out and interfere in the match, which is going to cost the Bucks and the Elite the championship. I mean, we've already predicted, and we'll get into predictions a bit later on, but we predicted that there is going to be a certain outcome to this match because we know whose time it is. John Cena said, "My time is now," right? So,
Mhm.
interesting. Like, I'm with you. If you're thinking that Ospreay's going to show up, I'm with you on this one. He's there. He's already there. And the whole point of my time with AEW is done. This is all the person. Come on, guys. You're just drawing attention to something you don't need to,
Well,
right?
does Kenny run his mouth after that? I haven't checked. Has Kenny
Mhm.
said anything to him
I
today?
haven't. I have not seen anything from Kenny,
No,
but you know what?
because like that would be the big point, right?
Right.
If he starts mouthing off again, that could be an open invitation to Osprey to
To come
show
back.
up.
Yep.
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 Yep. So that's really the only burning news since Dynamite in the 3 days we've had. We do have a very large show to look at, and it's
Mhm.
divided into two things. They're calling the buy-in this time the 0 hour pre-show, and it actually has 3 matches on it. And the first match, I don't know if this will actually be the first match, but it's the first match we're going to talk about. We have Tomohiro Ishii versus Eddie Kingston.
Yeah, and just for everyone, everyone who's in the know, originally it was supposed to be Eddie Kingston versus Sammy Guevara. Eddie
Mm-hmm.
Kingston was suspended after an altercation with Guevara backstage, but they've come out since and said Eddie came out actually first off and said it was my fault. I overreacted. He took whatever he took his punishment,
Yep.
and he says the beef they've had is squashed. There's nothing anymore. So I'm going to take Eddie Kingston at his word here because he's not the type of guy, as we know, to lie. Because Eddie Kingston doesn't know wrestling is fake. So
Correct.
anyways, Eddie Kingston versus Tomohiro Ishii, hard hitting match. It's a weird one because, like, I look at Tomohiro Ishii and Eddie Kingston. They both have like that bruiser mentality where they're all about the strikes and maybe some submissions and stuff like that. So I'm thinking it's just that's all it's going to be, just slower strikes and submissions. Not going to be my like anything I'm really excited for. It's just going to be a hard hitting match, which I'm kind of like, okay, you know what? We have some time. I like seeing Eddie Kingston, so I'm happy that he's even on the card. So you know what? I'm not looking forward to this match, but I'm okay with it. I'm good with it.
Yeah, that about sums up it. Look, I like Eddie Kingston too. I'll always have a soft spot in my heart for Eddie Kingston because he's just so his personality is just so contagious.
Yeah.
But his promos are hilarious. So yeah, the guy's amazing. Tomohiro Ishii, I like him.
Mhm.
Um, Solid guy in the ring, but you're right. This is just going to be two guys beating the crap out of each other. I can't see there being very much in the way of like story
Yeah.
or high flying stuff, obviously, or anything. But yeah, you never know. Maybe they'll end up with a good story in the ring out of this somehow and surprise me. But I think this is just going to be, it'll be a nice warm up, right? So it's in the right spot on the card. It's in the 0 hour. They're giving it away. Nice.
Yeah,
I'm happy.
I wonder if actually Sammy interferes and costs Kingston the match just to continue the feud they were supposed to have, right?
Maybe, but
Maybe.
then why not just have Eddie Kingston versus Sammy Guevara?
Yeah,
I
I don't
mean,
know.
why do this then? This seems to me like out of the two guys that were involved in the altercation, Sammy's sitting out.
Yeah, he. It seems like he's the one getting punished, right? And there have been
Right.
reports of like he's a little difficult to work with. But hey, you know what? Each of them took their punishment. If this
Hmm.
is Sammy's punishment, then hey, he's taking it.
Yep, exactly. Which means I really don't think he's going to show up. I think we're
Yeah,
just going to get a match here, but I could be
maybe.
completely wrong. And I'm going to say Eddie Kingston's going to win.
Yeah, I'm gonna say Eddie Kingston's gonna win. He hasn't won in a while, so I'm thinking he's gonna
Right.
win this one.
Okay. So then next up, we have the FTW World Championship. Hook, the champion, versus Angelo Parker, representing the Jericho Appreciation Society. Did you see Angelo Parker's match on Dark this week?
I did not know.
Right. And he won in like 15 seconds or
Okay,
something like that. As kind of a call out to Hook being able
Hook.
to beat guys so fast.
Okay.
So they've set it up saying, look, I can do the same thing you can do, basically.
I love the Jericho Appreciation Society. I like Angelo Parker and Matt Menard, and I don't really care for this match at all. Like this is something I didn't like. You know, it's okay to be on the pre-show, right? It doesn't do anything, but I don't care about this match one bit. So, and that's because I keep saying they haven't made the FTW belts mean anything,
Mhm.
right? It's like a trading card, right? Like they haven't made it like doesn't mean anything to me. So great. They're having this match. Okay, the fans get Hook. I just don't care. That's it. I just don't care.
Yeah, no, exactly. And it is because Hook, right? I mean, okay, so the fans love Hook. I'd
Mhm.
really like to meet these fans. Are you trying to tell me that I am the only person out there on the entire face of AEW fandom that has the opinion that Hook, though he's a good wrestler in the ring, is just a walking meme and that makes him ridiculous? Like
And
his
people like him, yeah.
personality, yeah, exactly. Like, so what? So he's a walking meme. Who cares? I can't be the only person out there who thinks that. Yeah, he's really good in the ring, but his character is terrible.
Mm-hmm.
And they
Mm-hmm.
haven't done anything with his character to make me actually want to watch his matches. You can be the greatest wrestler in the ring, but if your character is boring as dried paint, which is essentially Hook, every time he's on the screen, I want to fall asleep now. I
Mm-hmm.
find Danhausen way more entertaining than Hook. Who would have thought that out of
Yeah.
Hookhausen? I'm all in on Danhausen and
Danhausen.
not in on Hook. So,
Yeah.
anyway, Angelo Parker, I love Angelo Parker. Great
Agree.
gimmick, done a great job with the Jericho Appreciation Society. I'm going to bet these guys have a good wrestling match. I don't think it's going to go 2 minutes. I think it's actually going to last a bit, unless they do want to squash Angelo Parker to make Hook look awesome, right? It could
That's
happen.
exactly what's gonna happen. I don't think it's gonna be a squash because it is the pre-show for the pay-per-view.
That's
It's gonna
true.
go on a little bit longer. But it's Angelo Park who's taking the fall for this one.
Oh,
So
absolutely. Hook's winning this clearly.
yeah,
It's not even a contest to tell you the truth.
yeah,
So yeah, Angelo Parker's going, and again that takes my interest out of it. Okay, so Hook, he's so great, he's undefeatable, and he's a walking meme. Boring. I almost want
yeah,
to see Wardlow beat him up.
yeah.
Anyway, the third match we've got on the 0 hour pre-show is, and I'm assuming this will probably be the last match on the pre-show too. We have Pac, who is the All Atlantic champion, versus Kip Sabian for that title.
You know, why is this match not on the main card? Like this is
Yeah.
a main card match. Like first of all, okay, we talk about belts. You want belts to mean something. We say we don't. They don't care about the FTW belt. Do they not care about this All Atlantic Championship either? That they're throw. First of all, they throw it onto. I get it. You're wrestling in the indies for this,
Mhm.
right? Great. You're taking it around the world. But defend it. First of all, defend it on Dynamite, defend it on Rampage, defend it on your pay-per-view if you want to make it mean something, right?
Mhm.
So I think there's some missteps here. And also Kip Sabian and Pac, and you're putting this on the pre-show? Again, confusion all around. I don't know if this is Tony Khan's booking or what the hell is going on here, because these guys can go. Now, I haven't seen Sabian wrestle in a long time, right? So I don't know what he's going to look like. I think he's going to be perfectly fine, to be honest with you. But he's wrestling Pac. Let's be real here. Anyone who
Mhm.
wrestles Pac looks good. So yeah, this match is going to be great. I think Sabian's going to win it because I don't think Sabian's going to be back in his first match in AEW and lose, right?
Mhm.
And I think we might see the reemergence of Sabian and Penelope Ford. I think she might have something to do with it as well. But it may just be a fair match where like Sabian beats Pac cleanly. But Sabian's playing that heel right now, so I don't know if the clean finish is what we're gonna get. But my prediction is it's good. It has to be Sabian win this match.
Yeah, I think you're right. Though, Pac hasn't exactly had this championship very long, and he's defended it like twice in England, and that's about it, right? I mean, have there been more that I'm missing?
He's defended it maybe I would say maybe 3 times, maybe four, no 3 times. I would say so. He's had it since June,
Hmm.
Forbidden Door,
Right.
and then he's defended about 3 times. I would say.
Yeah, I know he defended it like Rev Pro twice.
Yeah, Repo twice. Um, yeah, was it twice or 3 times? I can't remember. Honestly, I really can't remember how
Yeah,
many
that's what
times.
I mean. But I mean, that also because it hasn't been on the TV, right? That's
Exactly.
it's hard to follow Rev Pro from Canada. So
That's my
if they
point.
don't put it on Dark, then yeah, it's a problem. Yeah, I'm looking forward to this match. Kip Sabian's good. I mean, we've been
Mhm.
talking forever. Like, there's a guy that we'd like to see in the ring more. Well, he's back. He's not injured. He's going to be fighting Pac. Why isn't this on the main card?
I don't
My
know.
only question is then, what do we take off the main card to put this
Yeah,
match on it?
there's a lot on the main card as I'm looking through right now. Like, I mean, well, I would have I would have put the TBS championship on the pre-show,
But
but
no,
obviously, again, they're building that championship,
oh no,
right?
but you're absolutely right. If I were to pick one too to put on the main show, I mean, fine. I'd put that on the pre-show as well because who cares?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah,
and
agreed.
people love Jade Cargill apparently, and people love Athena. So I mean, I guess that could draw some views to your show as well.
Hmm.
Because I'm assuming the 0 hour pre-show is all about drawing views to
Yep,
your main card. You want to
exactly.
make those conversions, right?
Yep.
So yeah, I guess Pac versus Kip Sabian could help sell your product. Could Jade Cargill versus Athena? I guess what they're really saying is they don't have any confidence in Jade Cargill to actually sell the AEW product.
Well, that's it, right? And I mean, like, I guess you could put like Ricky Starks and Hobbs. You could even go as far as putting like Jungle Boy and Cage on there as well. But you need those to be on the main card
Oh yeah.
because they have like storylines, like big storylines.
Hmm.
The only thing I can see is that really with the actual All Atlantic Championship, the storyline has kind of been there. They kind of forced it down their throat a little bit. They didn't. And no one saw Kip Sabian following Pac around. They just said it one day at one of the matches. So they're like, oh, okay, so I guess they're going down this route. And maybe there hasn't really been that much of a build besides the attack last week, right? Maybe,
All right.
but I don't know. I can't explain it to you.
Well, if you really look at it that way, if he's been following Pac around, this is the longest built feud in AEW, which
Yep.
means it really should be on the main card.
Yeah, I'm
Because it's a
not
longer built
disagreeing.
feud than almost everything else on this card, right?
Yeah. Yep.
So yeah. Anyway, yeah, it's gonna be a great match. I mean, I can't see anything with Pac almost has to be great. I'm also with you. Kip Sabian will probably win.
Yeah.
And that takes us to our main card. So Ricky Starks versus Powerhouse Hobbs. This one's been building for a while now. What do you think?
Well, I mean, I love Ricky Starks. I think he's great. And the tag team match with Hobbs and Starks when like Hobbs is allowed to run wild on everyone, I like he really stepped up his game. I'm like, wow, you know what? Um, like Will Hobbs, I was about to call him Luke Hobbs. Will Hobbs, he is he's really good. He's really come into his own, and I like it. I like the bad guy persona he's playing. And Ricky Starks. Ricky Starks, I told you, Ricky Starks is The Rock. Okay. Let's not get this twisted. Ricky Starks is a younger, smaller version of The Rock.
Who
His
can wrestle?
personality, sorry?
Who can wrestle?
Who can wrestle? Exactly. Who can wrestle? Who can out wrestle The Rock any day? And he's got
Exactly.
that personality, and he has everything going for him, right? He's one of those guys. He's one of those guys where it doesn't even matter if he's a bad guy, people will cheer him. Like, he's so cool. Like, he's such an awesome guy. I want Ricky Starks to win, and I think Ricky Starks is going to win this match. But then, what's that do with Hobbs? You know what I mean? So
Mhm.
part of me kind of feels like maybe Hobbs is winning this match to continue the feud. But if I have to choose one person, I'm going to choose Ricky Starks.
I'm gonna say Hobbs.
Yeah.
Because I think that it will continue the feud. And what we need is a really good underdog story with Ricky Starks to continue a big push for him.
Yeah.
Right. He's got a bit of the underdog thing going on now, but I don't think it's enough. I think
Yep.
that he needs to feel like he has had a lot of trouble, like internal struggle, turmoil, trying to get past this big powerhouse, and that when he finally overcomes him, it'll be a monumental sort of victory for him. Now, do I think Hobbs is going to win fairly?
No.
Probably not. I think
No.
he'll cut some corners, right? But yeah, I think that Starks is going to lose this match because I think that'll actually tell the longer story better from my point of view.
Yep.
We shall see.
Agreed.
Next up, we have Wardlow and FTR taking on Jay Lethal and the Motor City Machine Guns in the first of three trios matches on the night.
and only one for the title. Yeah, 5 out of the 6 people here, and I can't really even speak for the Motor City Machine Guns because I've never seen them wrestle, but what I've heard is positive. So 5 out of the 6 people here are great wrestlers, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I think this could be a really, really good match. But Sanjay Dutt, and I keep forgetting the tall guy's name now. Sanjay Dutt
Satnam
and
Singh.
Satnam Singh. Yeah. They're gonna interfere. They're gonna cause some havoc. And the match is gonna be shenanigans, right? I just hope we get enough of a wrestling match without interference from these guys so they can actually show what they have, right? So this match can end up being very good or very bad, right? It's two different things there. Who do I think is going to win? I think Wardlow and FTR are going to win. There's no way the champions are going to lose this match. If they had said that all the titles are on the line, then that's different. That's different. Can you imagine if they had built it as all the titles are on the line here, right? Then I would have been like, you know what? Maybe if AEW is trying to swerve, right? Then maybe, but no. Wardlow and FTR are winning this match.
Yep. I don't see any other way about it. You know what match I really wish it was? FTR versus the Motor City Machine Guns.
Yeah.
I would take that in my slate. Like, get rid of Wardlow. Jay Lethal's good, but he comes with too much baggage.
Exactly.
And get rid of Jay Lethal. Like, to me, he is one of those guys that I look at and go, you were really an unnecessary signing because there are people in the company that can do exactly what you do.
Yeah.
That were there already.
Yep.
So, do we really need you, Jay Lethal? Not really. Hopefully, when this Ring of Honor thing takes off, he can just disappear over there somewhere, and we don't have to worry about him on Dynamite so much. And maybe he'll develop a different or better character over there. Anyway, yeah, no, this is, I don't know, it's got Wardlow in it. At least it's not Hook. I don't know. It's got Wardlow. It's got shenanigans. I don't think I'm that interested at all, and that's sad because it's FTR and I love FTR, but I can't. I look at this and I keep staring at it and going, no, I'm just not interested. I don't care.
AEW is having an identity issue right now where they don't know what to do with their superstars / wrestlers, and they don't know what to do with the belts they have. How many times has Wardlow defended his belt since he became champion?
Oh God, I forgot he had a belt.
That's what I said. This is what I mean. There's something wrong with the way AEW is booking, and hopefully it gets fixed now. But you're telling me you build Wardlow up to beat MJF. He beats him. This should be like a huge story. And then he wrestles maybe 1 or 2 times after that. Maybe. something's wrong here,
And
right? So
he's back to doing like little squash matches and stuff. And you've
exactly.
got one of the most popular tag teams in AEW and
It
FTR right now being
doesn't
buried in
make
this like
sense.
nothing match. It
Yeah.
really makes no sense.
Yeah.
There are definitely some problems with the booking right now because
Mhm.
some stuff that is on this, it just doesn't make sense. And you've taken people who had momentum. Look, as much as I dislike Wardlow, I understand his momentum and I understand that there are large parts of the crowd that cheer for him. That's fine. But if you have a star like that, why are you dropping the ball on him? If you have
I don't know.
stars like FTR, why are you burying them in this match? I get that you're trying to bring it up by putting the Motor City Machine Guns in, but you're burying the stars that should be front and center. I shouldn't be reading off Wardlow and FTR as a trios in the middle of like All Out. I should be talking about FTR's epic match with Swerve in Our Glory or something
Mhm.
like that, right?
Mhm.
I mean, the booking is just it seems like it's starting to feel like fly by night booking a little bit. Oh, these guys are popular. The crowd's cheering for them right now. So it's like right now booking. Who's popular right now? Let's throw them into something to make them more popular. Who's popular tomorrow? Oh, right now, this guy's
Yeah.
popular. Let's throw him in, right? Wardlow's already popular, so we can just use him over here in this nothing match because who cares? Yeah, I don't know. I don't love it.
Yeah, same.
Anyway, we then next up we have Jungle Boy. Oh, I'm sorry, I should be saying because he said he's not coming out as Jungle Boy. He's Christian will be wrestling Jack Perry. So Jack Perry versus Christian Cage.
Yeah, I mean, the build for this was great, I guess, on Christian's part. Jungle Boy, again, needed some work on his promos. It just wasn't really, the crowd loved it when he came back. Well, his return was pretty awesome. Besides that, I'm kind of like, okay, can we get to the match already? Like, I'm getting tired of this. The match is gonna be great. I think it's Jungle Boy, like he's awesome. So the match itself is gonna be great. Hopefully we get like an edge to Jungle Boy. No pun intended, Christian. But I hope we get an edge to Jungle Boy. And like we're looking for this darker kind of side. But I mean, we have to remember we haven't seen Luchasaurus in a while, guys.
Mm-hmm.
Something's up. Just throwing it out there. I kind of feel Jungle Boy is losing this match because of interference from Luchasaurus. This is where Luchasaurus turns on him, because it has to be a bigger plan, right? It has to continue the storyline a little bit. So, yeah, I'm gonna say Jungle Boy loses this match, but it's gonna be a good match.
I'm with you again. I also think Jungle Boy is losing this match, and I think it's going to have something to do with Luchasaurus.
Yeah.
So far, the only match that we have disagreed on is Ricky Starks versus Powerhouse
Powerhouse.
Hobbs.
Yep.
So,
Agreed.
yeah, we'll have to see what our final tallies are again after this pay per view because I think you won the last one, didn't you?
Yeah, by like one, so it didn't
Yeah,
really matter.
yeah, okay. So yes, but still, Jungle Boy versus Christian Cage. Yeah, I'm more than ready for this match at this point. I
Mhm.
feel like this feud has kind of dragged out a little long. You know, like there's the difference between sort of like slingshotting a feud into existence like Wardlow and FTR versus I guess they've been going on a while with Jay Lethal and I don't know. I'm not gonna keep talking about that match. Sorry.
Yeah.
Anyway, Jungle Boy Christian Cage. Yeah, it's been going on a while. It's time for the match. Let's do it. Jungle Boy loses, which I think is just going to build up the eventual confrontation between Jungle Boy and Luchasaurus,
Yep.
which will be your main match. Speaking of epic confrontations, we have Bryan Danielson, the American Dragon, taking on Chris Jericho, the Lionheart.
I think this is gonna be a good match. I'm so sick and tired of the Lionheart gimmick because, like, I mean, like, what have you like? Honestly, Jericho had a really, really great match, and then since then, it's been okay. It's back to the old school kind of like, all right, bland-ish type Jericho matches. But now he's fighting Danielson, so it's gonna have to be a good match regardless, right?
Mm-hmm.
I think this is where you get the full Daniel Garcia turn. I think Daniel Garcia on Sunday will reveal that he is now part of the Blackpool Combat Club. I think it's a total switch. I think it's they're gonna pull the trigger on it. Like I think Danielson's either. See, here's a problem. My thought is Danielson wins, and then they start beating him down, and then Daniel Garcia comes in, pretend like he's gonna help Jericho, ends up fending them off, and then reveals that he's part of the Blackpool Combat Club. That's my prediction.
Right. Interesting idea. I have a different one.
All right.
I also think Danielson's winning the match
Mhm.
because he's not losing to Lionheart Chris Jericho. But Garcia, after being so conflicted and realizing what he did to Jericho on Dynamite, because he really caused Jericho to
Mhm.
get hit by that Busaiku knee, he's going to be repentant and he's going to come out in Jericho's corner. It's going to be the
Ooh.
closest thing we get to the Daniel Garcia on a pole. So he's going to come out in Jericho's corner, but Jericho's going to start cheating. And every time he does, Garcia's going to stop
Stop
him.
him.
Or if he doesn't stop him, he's going to get really conflicted and eventually start stopping him from cheating.
Yep. Yep.
Right. And
I
then
see that.
I think it's going to happen the end of the match. Garcia is going to end up costing Jericho that victory somehow. Well, I mean, the victory in terms of cheating to win, right? So
Mhm.
Danielson wins clean. The rest of the Jericho Appreciation Society comes down. This is where yours is very similar. Garcia ends up helping them out, and although he's not an official member yet, he leaves with the Blackpool Combat Club.
Okay. All right.
So it's close. We get the same result. I just think he's going to come out on Jericho's side.
Got it. That makes sense.
But again, we agree. Brian Danielson's winning the match versus
Oh
Chris
yeah, yeah.
Jericho.
Oh
So yeah. Apparently, you and I have the exact same
yeah.
predictions. Let's see what happens with the next one.
Oh
We
man.
have trios match: House of Black taking on Darby Allin, Sting, and Miro.
So to kick off this discussion on this match, some sad news actually. Um, Reports, and again, these are reports. Again, rumors. Don't read too much into it. Apparently, Malachi Black has requested his release from AEW. Now, obviously, Fightful Select they're still reporting on this, but the rumors were he requested it, but they were denied, and they weren't for any of the reasons that we're thinking, like poor booking. Apparently, he was suffering from some mental health issues. So, if that's the case, then yeah, by all means, like maybe this is why he wasn't released, and they're probably going to have him take some time off. Like Tony Khan's good about these things, right? I'm
Mm-hmm.
hoping that's not the case. I'm hoping that's just a rumor that's going around, but this is what I've been hearing, and this could explain why we barely see a lot of Malachi recently. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like something's up, right? Um, so my prediction here is obviously like these guys can go. Do I really want to see like Sting? No. I really want the House of Black to win, but they're gonna lose. They're gonna lose this match. Like, I mean, of course they're gonna lose this match. I'm hoping that I'm hoping that they take out Malachi somehow, and then he's out for a while, and he can get the rest he needs, and the recovery. But all in all, I'm hoping it's all untrue. I'm just hoping whatever I just said is untrue, and Malachi comes back. And I'm gonna say the Blackpool, the House of Black are gonna lose. What I
Mm-hmm.
really want though is the House of Black to absolutely destroy these guys. Right?
Right.
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 So my prediction is they're gonna lose, but I want them to actually win. So those are my thoughts. It's gonna be a great match from one side, right? Like
Mm-hmm.
I just can't, like, the whole Sting not selling anything kind of bothers me a bit, because you're like, okay, so at what point can he be taken down? Right.
Right.
So that's the one thing that bothers me. Anyways, it's gonna be a good match from the House of Black.
Yeah. Yeah. And I didn't know that news. So
Yeah.
you're right. That totally changes everything I was going to say about this match. I think that given what you've told me, let's work under the assumption it is true.
Mhm.
All right. Then I suspect we're going to see Malachi Black taken out by Miro here.
Yeah.
Or by Sting no selling everything that Malachi Black throws at him. It'll be one of the two because
Yeah.
Sting does that. Um, that also makes Darby's comment to
You
Brody
don't need him.
King
Yeah.
that you don't need him very interesting. So I think what we might be witnessing here is actually the end of the House of Black.
Yes. Maybe.
Well, I mean, if Malachi Black's gone, it's the end of the House of Black.
Yeah.
He's like
Yeah.
the
He
linchpin.
is the House of, yeah.
Poor Julia Hart. She just gets like
I
a
know.
major role, and now, well, I guess she could go on to like continue to valet Buddy, right?
Yeah, it's true. It's very true.
Mm-hmm. Yep. And I think he'd be good like that. So, yeah, I think that's what we're going to see. We're going to see Darby Allin, Sting, and Miro end up crushing and obliterating the House of Black.
Yeah.
But that to me is a very interesting thing, right? Because you've got the House of Black, a trios that takes that kind of like dark, cultish like aura, and it can be restored to a certain dark, cultish like aura order that maybe isn't so dark anymore, but still has the name later on. But we'll
Maybe.
get there. We'll get there. So next up after that, and Malachi, if these are true, go get better.
Yeah, seriously,
Nothing's
we
more
we love
important than
Malachi Black,
yeah,
man. Like this guy's
nothing's
so
more
so
important than
awesome.
mental
Yeah,
health. Number one. Number
yeah.
one. Um, Casino ladder match. So this is for a chance at the AEW championship. Basically, I like how WWE copies this with their Money in the Bank idea, but casino ladder match. We have Claudio Castagnoli versus Wheeler Yuta versus Penta El Zero Miedo versus Ray Phoenix versus Roosh versus Andrade El Idolo versus Dante Martin versus the Joker.
The Joker. Yeah. This is like, I mean, just reading out those names, this match is gonna be fast and it's gonna be frantic and it's gonna be insane, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it's gonna be a fun match. This is gonna be a fun match. Now the Joker, depending on when this match takes place, is going to determine who I think the Joker is gonna be. If this
Mm-hmm.
match takes place right at the beginning of the show, I'm gonna say, okay, so it's what's his face, who just showed up on Dynamite the other day, the tall guy, big cast. I forget
Oh
his name. Yeah.
God, W.
Morrissey, W. Morrissey, right? If this ends up being like right at the beginning, that's who it's gonna be. My prediction. If this match is later on in the evening, my prediction for this potentially, because of CM Punk winning the belt tonight, spoiler alert, or winning the belt later on, is a returning MJF. That's who I think it's gonna be. I think if this match is later on, the outcome is going to be a returning MJF. So I told you. By the way, I think regardless, the Joker is gonna win. Is gonna win the match. I should just put it out there. The Joker's probably gonna win the match. But we'll see. We'll see. I'm looking at this entire. You got to remember, this is for a shot at the world championship, right?
Yep.
So I'm looking at all these guys here. Claudio's not going to win it. He's got a belt. Wheeler's not going to win it. He's got a belt, right? Sorry, Penta, you ain't winning it. Phoenix, nope. Roosh, nope. Andrade, maybe. But again, the way they book Andrade, nope. Dante, I really hope you win. but it's a big no. So that's why I'm like, who's gonna fight for the belt? Let's be real here. I'm gonna say it's gonna be the Joker, whoever that is.
Well, we've thought this before with the Joker, and we've seen the Joker lose, right? So
That's
I
true.
am once again taking a different tack from you.
All right. Okay.
Well, first of all, you didn't notice the pattern, right? Castagnoli and Yuta, Blackpool Combat Club.
Mhm.
Penta and Ray, Lucha Brothers. Roosh and Andrade, La Facción Ingobernable.
So you think Dante Martin and Sky Blue?
Exactly. Who?
Sky Blue, his girlfriend.
It might be his or his brother.
Yeah, exactly.
See, it could be his brother coming back.
Darius?
Yeah, it could be Darius. Yes,
Yeah.
exactly. So there you go. It's going to be Darius. That's your Joker. Everyone's going to be like, oh.
So Andrade's going to win. Is that what you're saying?
No. You know who I think's winning this match?
Who?
Roosh.
Oh, you know what? Roosh is a wild card. I will admit that Roosh is a wild card.
His performances recently have been excellent, and they've really been
amazing.
pushing him as like this really good, nearly unstoppable guy in the ring. Yeah, and just technically good, hard hitting, ruthless, right?
Yeah.
So I have a feeling this is the start of something big for him.
Okay.
So yep. So I'm going to go with Roosh. My second choice would be Andrade, but that doesn't count in the final tally. But my first choice is Roosh. It's going to be one of the two of them, and I'm going Roosh. It's not going to be the Joker.
That Darius is returning.
No, I don't know who the Joker is. I really hope it's not MJF. It's MJF. I don't care. I know he's.
What if it's like Will Ospreay or someone like that?
That's who I actually hope it is. And if he gets it, clearly he's win. But honestly, I actually take his tweet as being fairly legitimate, and I don't think we're going to see Will Ospreay. So I actually think the match is going to be someone who is injured that's returning. And I don't have the full injury list in front of me right now.
I thought all the big names had returned that were injured already.
Have they? Well, I mean, Kyle O'Reilly just had neck surgery, so it's not going to be Kyle O'Reilly.
Unless it's Adam Cole.
Maybe. Is he cleared yet?
Well, I guess we're gonna find out on Sunday.
Right. And it's not going to be Chris Statlander. So,
And
no.
I doubt it. I doubt
Yes. Could be Sky Blue. You might be onto something there. So,
it.
anyway, that would be great. Anyway, so yeah, I'm going to go with Roosh. You're going with the Joker, whoever the Joker might be. And you're
Whoever the
saying the
Joker
Joker is probably MJF.
MJF, yeah.
Okay. Okay. So, world, now we'll go into there are now 5 championship matches to end out the show. 5.
Yep.
The World Tag Team Championships, we have Swerve in Our Glory, the champions, versus the Acclaim.
Okay. I don't even know who to cheer for in this match. Like, first off, I would say the most talented person here is going to be Swerve. Like, Swerve is the most, like, I'm sorry. Credit to all of the 4 guys here. Swerve is just better than all of you guys. Let's be real here. He wrestles my kind of wrestling, right? And that kick he does, man, geez, like the kick he won the belt with. But yeah, it's gonna be a fun match. It's like each person's gonna showcase like we're gonna see Keith Keith Lee like just go crazy doing all these crazy flips and acrobatics for his size. Swerve is gonna do what he needs to do. Like Max Caster is going to be hilarious as always, and he's a good wrestler too. And Anthony Bones, like they're great. This one's hard for me to judge. I don't know who's going to win this match. I'm being completely honest here. I'm guessing on this one because anyone could win. This is one of the matches where I'm thinking anyone can win. Right? Is it time for Swerve and Keith to be broken up? Maybe. Is it? I don't think so. But is it time for the Acclaimed? Like, as Max Caster says, everyone loves the Acclaimed, right? So I'm gonna say the Acclaimed's gonna win this match, and it's gonna be a feel good story, and they're gonna get beaten up at the end by the Gun Club. But anyways, I'm just calling outside interference every single chance I get. But I think it's time to push the Acclaim, but the problem is, do you push them to the detriment of Swerve in Our Glory though, right? Because I feel like they've just, even though they have had the belts for a while, like it's still kind of early. But I'm gonna just say the Acclaimed.
Okay, I can tell that you grew up watching like late 90s WCW and a lot of WWE. Everything is an interference.
Everything.
I don't think there'll be any interference in this match. I think that putting the Gun Club on the pay-per-view is a gigantic mistake. I almost borderline thinking having the Acclaimed in this match is a bit of a mistake, but but I'll tell you why. And I think that this is where my own biases start to come in effect. I have a problem, Krishna. I have a real problem. I have a problem with anything that becomes popular and everyone starts cheering for it, whether it's a Hellfire Club t-shirt or it's the Acclaimed. All right. Look, I love the Acclaimed, but I'm starting not to love the Acclaimed. I think I'm down to I now like the Acclaimed.
But what about CM Punk? Everyone cheers for CM Punk.
Yeah, but CM Punk has cred. See, the Acclaimed, but that's the difference, right? CM Punk's not a gimmick.
No, he's not.
The Acclaimed are a gimmick. And I think that's where it starts to bug me, is that it's we come out and say the same crap. It starts to sound like the Road Dogg and Billy Gunn all over again, right? Like what the heck was that guy's name who used to hang out with W. Morrissey when he was Big Cass? I can never remember his name because he was like a spit and a polish in wrestling, and that was it.
You're talking about Enzo.
Thank you, Enzo. Yeah, like those guys with their shtick. I hated it. And now the Acclaimed are popular and everyone's doing their little bit and everyone's doing the stuff. And it's just, Judas was my favorite Fozzy song once upon a time. It's not my favorite Fozzy song anymore because it's been overdone. Everybody does it. And I don't know what it is about that, but the minute something becomes gimmicky where everyone loves it, it immediately jumps the shark for me. And that's how I feel about the Acclaimed right now. They have jumped the shark. They've gone into that territory of, okay, I thought I liked you guys when you were still cool in the minor stuff, and now you're not cool anymore because you're like, you sold out, man. You sold out. That's kind of how I feel. So do I think they're going to win? Yes. And I'm going to tell you why they're going to win. Because it's these guys are hot now thing that they're booking AEW with right now. They're hot now, so let's give them the belts. And then they will immediately be forgotten about because they will consider that to be the end of their hotness run, and they won't do anything with those belts. They will just have those belts
Yeah.
until the Young Bucks take those belts away from them to
Fair
set
enough.
up the fight against FTR.
Yep. At Revolution. Yeah.
Yes, because the Young Bucks aren't going to take them from Swerve and Our Glory. They're going to go on to do more glorious things. I see Keith Lee taking that belt from Wardlow. So
Oh, maybe. Yeah, maybe.
I actually wouldn't mind seeing that match because I think
Mm-hmm.
Keith Lee versus Wardlow might actually be an entertaining big
Good
guy
match.
match.
Yeah.
But anyway, yeah. See, we have people in WWE that I now dislike more than Wardlow, so that's saying something. Speaking of people I dislike more than Wardlow, we have the TBS Championship match: Jade Cargill versus Athena, and I meant Jade
um,
Cargill, not Athena.
I think it's this is gonna be it for Jade Cargill. I think this is where Athena wins. It's been set up for a while now. I think. I don't know what else to say about this match. I don't know how it's gonna play out. I just think that Jade Cargill has that, what was it, like 38 or 40 or 60. I have no clue what the number is right now. So it's about time. It's like the Goldberg streak. It needs to be broken. So I'm thinking Athena's probably gonna do it.
Yep, 100%. Because I don't know how she's going to fight after her wings got mildly dented by some very light sledgehammer blows on them. Well, was it Chris Jericho going on about how she made those herself or
Yeah.
something like that? I don't know. One of them was on commentary anyway. This is a feud that's been entirely built up on Rampage.
Yep.
All right. It hasn't really been in the spotlight much. This is why I say this would have been a better match for the 0 hour pre-show. I kind of don't care about this match. Athena hasn't done enough to make me care about her, and I don't like Jade Cargill. So for me, this will be my I don't care match of the night. Where if we need to get some extra pizza or something, this is the right time to do it because I just kind of don't care. And I mean that's nothing against Athena. She's good, but you haven't given me anything to love yet. So, you got to give me something where I want to actually cheer for you. Then don't get too popular because then I'll stop cheering for you. There's that fine line between. Anyway, we then have the interim women's world championship. We have Toni Storm versus Jamie Hayter versus Britt Baker versus Hikaru Shida.
So we basically got this last Wednesday. So I mean, I think that really what's gonna happen, it's gonna be a good match. I think really what's gonna happen here is who is gonna win this match. It's either so I think a lot of people are still predicting Toni Storm because she's the next big thing, blah blah blah. I'm gonna put my money on Jamie Hayter. I think it's her time. I think it's time for Hayter to win this match. I think this is, if she wins the match, there's gonna be a feud between her and Britt, which is welcome. But yeah, she's being billed as the big, strong, tough, and she's been wrestling like awesome. So you know what? Like after that spot she took, that bump on Wednesday, I'm just happy she's okay. She's been so good. So honestly, like I'm putting my money on Jamie Hayter to win this match.
And I hope you're right, but I'm going to disagree because Toni Storm is popular right now.
Yeah.
And the fans love her. So she's going to win the championship, her and her terrible music, and we'll have to hear it every week on Dynamite when she comes. Oh, no, wait, the champions don't always appear, do they?
No.
And sometimes they completely disappear.
Yep.
So we may hear from her on Dynamite occasionally. But yes, we have Toni Storm versus Jamie Hayter versus Britt Baker versus Hikaru Shida. And coming out of that probably really good match, we're going to see Toni Storm as the champion.
Probably.
Sorry.
I mean, that's probably it. But I'm fingers crossed it's Jamie.
Yep. Well, hey, stick to your guns, man. Stick to your guns. If you say Jamie, it's Jamie, right? Right? You beat me last time, right?
Yep.
Okay. Now we have the World Trios Championship Tournament Finals. The Elite, Kenny Omega and the Young Bucks, pause while we bask in their glory, versus, and look, Rampage hasn't happened yet. Okay, let me make that clear. When we're doing this, Rampage hasn't happened. We are assuming that Dark Order beats the Best Friends on Rampage tonight. If they don't, then everything we say is going to be ridiculous.
Yes.
And that's okay. But somehow I think the Dark Order is coming out on top. We have Hangman Adam Page, John Silver, and Alex Reynolds against the Elite.
Yep. This is gonna be an amazing match. Just look at everyone you have in this match, right? Um, yeah, I think the weakest link in this match is Alex Reynolds, and he's pretty damn good himself, right? So think
Yes.
about that. Think about that. So this match is gonna be fantastic. Is it gonna be United Empire versus the Elite? Fantastic. Listen, there's only one Will Ospreay and there's only one Kenny Omega. Let's just remember that, okay? But this match, I'm gonna say, like, we haven't even chosen our matches of the night. I'm gonna choose this as my match of the night. I'm gonna go right off and just say this is gonna be my match of the night. And unfortunately, I'm also gonna say that the Elite are not gonna win this match because it's the Dark Order's time, right? And my prediction is they're gonna beat the Elite. The entirety of the Dark Order is gonna come out to celebrate. It's gonna be a feel good, Adam Page sticking with his boys. However, this match is gonna tell a really great story, and Adam Page going up against his friends, right? This is the first time Kenny Omega's been in a wrestling ring since he lost to Adam Page almost a year ago, right?
Yep.
So a lot of storylines happening. They were the tag team champions. Like, there's so many storylines happening here, that it's gonna be Page. He's gonna feel bad about obviously fighting his friends, but he has his new friends, and they're again Adam Page on a pole match is what they're gonna have soon. Dark Order versus the Elite, but at the end it's going to be the Dark Order prevailing. They're gonna win. It's gonna be a happy time. Not sure what's gonna happen to the Elite though. Like, what happens next with them? That's I'm very curious, because then what I think about, again, long-term booking. If, like, let's say the Dark Order loses, I'll be honest, who cares, right? It's the Elite that's going to be carrying those belts, and they're going to have great matches.
Yep.
If the Elite lose, where are we going? Like, where are we going with them, right? So very, very interesting, right? So again, I'm very curious. Like, I think that Will Ospreay is going to interfere in this match, but again, as you said, you do trust what he's saying. I think it's too on the nose what he's saying. I'm not going to do this. I'm not going to. Okay, all right. But yeah, that's my prediction for this match
Right.
of the night for me.
So he's Chris Jericho. He just keeps amping up how much he's not going to be somewhere and then shows up there.
100%. This is wrestling
Okay.
we're talking about.
Okay. I am going to say that yes, it is the Dark Order's time, and they're going to have the time snatched away from them by Elite cheating.
Ooh.
The Elite, because Tony Khan said he didn't want to do the trios till Kenny Omega
Without
came
Kenny
back.
Omega, yeah.
Well, why? Okay, so I mean, if you're just going to put the belts on the Dark Order, why? So yeah. I think the belts are going on the Elite, and I think they're going to win by underhanded things, and Page is going to be pissed. It's going to actually deepen the wedge between them, and that's going to inspire him to inspire John Silver and Alex Reynolds to keep going after those belts. So you begin a feud now that can last for, a good chunk of the fall, where you have the Dark Order really being hyped up as the underdogs here, really being played up against, the Elite. And I think that you've got a really solid feud in the making out of that, with the Dark Order being led by Hangman Adam Page. Right. Yeah. So that's what I think is going to happen here. And this does not involve any interference from Will Ospreay.
Okay.
This just means the Elite has to cheat to win, because they've still been playing the heels. Don Callis is still in their corner, so I got a sneaking feeling they're going to win by shenanigans. Okay. Not like super blatant shenanigans, but we will see.
Okay.
So yeah, we could have some very disparate scores in our tallies this time. We've got quite a few different matches this time. I like it like that. So then we have the AEW World Championship, likely the main event of the night. Jon Moxley, the undisputed AEW World Champion, taking on CM Punk in Chicago, where they kill and eat the weak.
Yeah, this is the match where there's no way CM Punk is losing this match. It's one of those matches like you're as big as CM Punk in Chicago. No, no one's as big as CM Punk in Chicago, right? He is, I'm gonna say, definitely going to win this match. Like there's nothing like that after that squash match. Like there's no way Moxley's squashing him, and I don't think this is gonna be a squash match in any way. In reverse, I think Punk it's gonna be a story where he plays out. His leg is still hurt, his foot's still, but he still manages to squeeze out. Because remember, he said to Moxley, like that, he said that he wasn't killed before, and he's not the man to kill him, right? So he's gonna fight. He's going to win. And yeah, then the roof is just gonna blow off of that arena, because the fans are absolutely gonna go nuts when this happens. So yeah, I think, again, happy go lucky, like send the fans home happy. It's going to be CM Punk winning this match.
You're not going to believe what I'm going to say right now.
Okay, I want to hear this.
Yes. I think CM Punk is going to lose this match.
What?
I know. My heart wants CM Punk to win this match, but Bill Cutbush, wrestling analyst, thinks that Jon Moxley is going to win this match. And I'll tell you why. First, it does this. It sets up Jon Moxley, because don't forget, CM Punk wasn't the only one to cut promos on Wednesday.
Mm-hmm.
Jon Moxley made a lot of very strong statements about himself as a champion, right? He's almost earned the ability to be that champ that people are really going to have to fight to take down. I don't think he's had that belt long enough yet. So I have a sneaking feeling what we're going to witness is the beginning of the CM Punk heel turn.
Oh,
he's going to start cutting corners against Moxley. Yeah, it's in Chicago, but let's keep in mind, Chicago is not the only city that AEW goes to, right? And in other cities, I'll bet you that, especially recently, the cheering for Mox will be louder than the cheering for CM Punk. And I think that once you're out of Chicago, yeah, it's not, the fans in Chicago might not like Mox winning, but there were a lot of people cheering for Mox still on Wednesday night. Cheers for CM Punk were louder, especially by the end when he cut his big rah Chicago promo. But long-term booking, what's your better result for the overall company right now, right? So I have a sneaking feeling Punk's going to lose this match. It's going to be an amazing match. This is going to be my match of the night, 100%. The story in this match is insane, just right out of the gate. Who knew Ace Steel was one of the best promos in the wrestling business, right? Though apparently he did have to pay a fine for dropping an F-bomb on live television.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
But yeah, apparently the fine was also donated to charity, which was very cool. But yeah, he did have to pay a fine for the only F-bomb I've heard on an open mic on AEW television so far. Anyway, yeah, so Mox is winning. He's retaining that championship. That is my official prediction, and I think that leads to a CM Punk decline, which ends with MJF coming back to take him on to help clean up AEW as CM Punk goes on a reign of terror.
So which actually sounds like a better booking than I had, because I actually had said if CM Punk did lose this match, it would be because of MJF, right? That's the only thing, right? Like
you're all about the outside.
I'm all about the interference. I'm all about the interference, and that could drive CM Punk down the heel path as well, right?
Oh, certainly, yep, absolutely.
And then you have a huge feud between those two, which ends up being, at the end of the day, it would probably be MJF winning the belt. But anyways, that's my only the only way. Like I don't see Moxley winning this cleanly. I see something happening in my head for some reason, and the only way I see Moxley winning is by having someone like an MJF totally screw Punk out of this match. Like nothing to do with Moxley. He has nothing to do with it, but it's just someone like a MJF coming back. I could be totally wrong. Again, I told you my prediction was CM Punk winning this match, right? Nope. Because I just don't know if it's time for MJF's return. Even though I predicted he might come up, I predicted him 3 times already.
Yes, and you did.
Yeah, right. So I don't know. I just don't know. It's one of those cards where I just don't know. And you're right. The way it's built, it's almost as if CM Punk may lose. But after that promo he cut, In Chicago, I don't know. I just have a feeling there's no way CM Punk is losing this match. I'm gonna
But
stick my
after the
guns and say
yep,
he's not. He's winning it.
yep, and hey, you know what? I hope you're right. I really do. He's my guy. I will be cheering for him. But the side of me that has to pick an actual winner based on my rational analysis, as rational as I can humanly be anyway. Um, yep, Jon Moxley. And I'm saying no Will Ospreay, no MJF on this show.
I predicted both of them, so we'll find
Yep.
out.
We will find out. We have some very interesting differences on this
Mhm.
card, but I like it. I like it. And we both have some very interesting divergences. So
Yeah.
that is our card for AEW All Out. And normally at this point, I'd be saying, so we're going to go watch the show and come back, and it'll be like we were never gone, but it'll be a couple days. So, it really will be like we were gone and came back because it'll be a totally separate show. So,
Yep.
yeah.
I'm hoping this is, as I predicted, the best AEW show they put on this year. It kind of sounds like it's going in that direction. Um, but we shall see. Like I'm very, very curious. Like, a lot of things could happen. This
Mhm.
can either be a really, really great show, but things can go the opposite direction really quickly, right? So
Yep. I feel like it's going to be a very long show, and I
it's gonna
don't
be a
know if
long
it's
show.
going to be the best because one, they've got a lot. Well, I guess that was last year's All Out. They have a lot to live up to, and there's a lot of filler for me, like my kind of filler, right? And it's not necessarily filler for everybody else. But if I'm looking at Jade Cargill versus Athena, I'm not that hyped for Jungle Boy versus Christian
Yeah,
Cage. House of Black versus Darby Allin, Sting, and Miro. Wardlow, FTR, Jay Lethal, Motor City, Machine Guns. My hype level isn't that high
that
until you
high.
get
Agreed.
into those really good matches at the end. I mean, man, that trios championship final and the AEW World Championship.
It's
I
gonna be
can't
epic.
wait to see Pac and Sabian.
I
To be
know. Again,
honest,
why is that
yeah,
on the pre-show?
exactly. I can't wait to see them. Right, and Danielson Jericho should be good. So yeah, I mean, there's some stuff on here I'm kind of There's some stuff I'm like, yeah, these will be good, and then there's a couple I'm just like, holy crap, these are going to be phenomenal matches. The
Yeah,
question is, can two phenomenal matches carry the whole pay per view to best pay per view of the year?
yeah. Agreed. Agreed. And
Ooh,
again, we don't know the order in which these matches are taking place. So,
correct.
like I would say, watching the show immediately, our predictions may change, but we're not changing it on this show. We are going to come back and tell you, who won. We're going to tell you basically how, like, our scoring, like who won that as well.
Yes.
But like our predictions could quickly change. Like, say, like let's say, for example, like the Elite come out first. I'll be like, okay, fine, the Elite are winning this match, right? I'd be like, all right, cool, whatever, right? Like
Yeah.
it is what it is. So a lot of things can happen. But regardless, it's gonna be an exciting show, and AEW only does this once a quarter, right? Oh, almost
Yep.
once a quarter. So hey, I'm here for it
Yep. We will find out, won't we?
very shortly.
Yes. But for now, it is time for us to go. Um, we'll talk to you in a couple days with the results of what we have seen. Enjoy the pay per view, everybody. We'll be back.
Bye, everyone.